Got the Detroit Lions on the road at the Minnesota Vikings. This is 3.5 in favor of Detroit over Minnesota with a total of 47. We know Minnesota, I think at this point, has made the decision that they are going to, I don't know who they're going to try out at quarterback, but they're not going back to Dobbs for sure.
No.
Mullins was not good.
I thought he was serviceable.
He was serviceable.
Yeah.
But do you try to increase a little bit of variance and put Hall in? I don't know what you do here.
I think he's probably serviceable is the best you're going to get if you're the Vikings right now.
Yeah.
And I like the Vikings. I mean, I reamed on them for the quarterback sneaks play. But I do like how they called the game for Mullins, at least. They put him in a lot of positive expected situations when he was throwing the football, a lot of early down throws in both the first and second down, a lot of play action there that was able to get the defense to suck up, and then he was able to go over the top. So if we come out with a similar game plan, I like that. But here's the thing. Like, we talk about playing Detroit when they're on the road. Well, Minnesota's a dome too. So it's not like we have these same weather concerns here for Goff. And if you just look at one offense versus the other, just from an explosivity standpoint, this Detroit offense can put points on the board fast. We saw 42 of them last night, although the last 7 were a little cheap. But we did see 42 of them last night. If I get a 3 here, I'm on Detroit.
Yeah, so I played Detroit yesterday, as everybody knows. It was sitting here, listening to us preview these games. And the reason being for that was I thought it was a pretty decent buy low spot against a team that is not as good as maybe the record indicates. I almost wonder if this is the same deal where it's like, this probably should be on the other side of 4, but it's not. And I would really love a 3, just like you just said. But even at the 3.5, if I was willing to pay the 4.5 against the Broncos, am I willing to pay the 3.5 against the Vikings? Like you said, because we're not downgrading the Lions for what we normally downgrade the Lions for, which is getting outside, not being in a dome, not being on a fast track.
Yeah, I guess so. This line is interesting because it has Minnesota as about 1.5 better than it had Denver, right? Because if you flip the line, you're probably looking at -4.5, -5 if this game was in Detroit. Man, yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to bet Detroit if I can get a 3.5, or if I can get a 3.
Not looking good for the over, fellas.
Oh, no, he missed another.
Yeah, so another missed field goal. So it continues to be 3-0 in favor of the Ravens. Oh, man. It was long, but a miss is a miss is a miss.
It was also wide.
Yes,
yeah.
It was a long field goal attempt, but so
my heart goes out to anyone who bet over 1.5 field goals for the Jaguars.
Apparently, McManus has now missed 4 of his last 5 field goal attempts. So don't know if he's got the yips or not, but he could have 6 points on the board right now. Yep. He does not, and so instead it is 3-0 in favor of the Ravens. That one never had a shot. That one was
going wide the entire time.
Yeah, that one was never had a shot. Back up to 6.5 now in favor of the Ravens.
And yeah, I mean, it's tough to bet some of these in-game in drives.
Yep.
And now you look at this, this is a positive expected spot for the Ravens, right? You're getting the ball around the 40-yard line here. You only need to go 15, 20 yards to be able to get a field goal, go up 6-0. I would generally, when I bet, there are 2 in-game times that I will bet. It's when I don't have the football, because I want to be able to get the value of a stop, or in a situation where I'm getting the football last in the second half and first in the second half, so that you are able to have essentially 2 bites at the apple to score to be able to make up for some of the ways the lines are set.
I think I might put a Lions 3.5 in the account. I wonder if this goes the opposite direction. If they do say, you know what, we're gonna give Jaren Hall a start, or what, does it go? How much does that move it? How much does
1.5?
Probably.
Right? I mean, he's worth Mullins. Look, Mullins. Yes, there were some bad throws, right? Hawkinson made a great catch. Addison had a phenomenal touchdown where he caught it off his shoelaces and ran for it. But there were some serviceable throws in there too, and he can get the ball out to the weapons. And you have some weapons on here. Hall is, to me, we have no idea what to expect from him. It's a rookie who's got half a game experience and wasn't very good in that half a game. At least Nick Mullins has some experience. Now, he was also lucky not to throw that pick 6 that got taken back, so that would have changed this game as well. I'm going to find a way to get to Detroit. I mean, that to me, it's just it's the right side in this one, especially since we're not outside. I mean, to me, that's a huge issue here. Detroit's offense in a dome, and I realize Minnesota, one of the tougher places to play. they are still much more successful in that type of environment. And when you're going on the road, your run game makes a big difference. They should be able to run the football against this Minnesota Vikings defense as well.
And the other thing that we used to shy away from is teams that were super blitz heavy. We would be nervous about that with Jared Goff, because Jared Goff under the blitz and under pressure formerly was really, really bad. He's actually not been near as bad the last couple of seasons. And then I think this year, the reason it's not affecting him as much too, I think the addition of Laporta cannot be understated for this team. Amon-Ra St. Brown, we knew he was awesome. By the way, I looked at the snap counts today, and I don't know if he figured things out and they just trust him a little bit more or whatever, but so Jameson Williams is now basically running as a full-time number 2 for the team. And then you add in what they have with Laporta, and Jared Goff, all the stuff that we used to hate about him, it's kind of negated with what they've done with this from not only from a personnel standpoint, but from a play calling standpoint.
And you have multiple weapons on the outside. You've got a good tight end. You've got multiple running backs who are a weapon as well. And you have a really good offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. And you kind of put it all together, and you end up with an offense that can be very prolific in the right conditions against the right defenses. And look, Minnesota played very good defense, but they got cut up by Browning in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. You now have that on tape of how you want to attack, like with a quarterback who is not great, and now you get a more talented quarterback with more talented weapons. I think Detroit's going to be able to move the ball, and I don't think this is a game they're going to overlook. Mm-hmm. It's a division game. Yep. It means a lot for them. They need to go out and play well. And, at a field goal, specifically at 3.5 even, I think Detroit's still the right side.
I think I'm going to put it in the account. So just for what it's worth, I think I'm going to put that in the account.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.